All right, Bobby Gibbia, just give me. All right, do we have Mr. Solis back?
We should. I'm here. Let me text him.
All right, thank you. Brenda, it seems to be extremely dark in the courtroom. Are there no lights on? Is that something we're ordering as well? Light bulbs?
Okay. It's the camera on this computer, Judge.
Okay, I thought we were ordering light bulbs.
No. It's very bad.
Yeah. Oh, who's the prosecutor on Mr. Solis?
You can turn it on.
No, you could see your face better.
Yeah.
I was working with Hunter, Judge.
All right, Hunter, are you here? All right, can you, Meredith, are you able to take this? Mr. Gebbia, if you can put in the chat box to Meredith what the agreement is.
Yeah, just give me a second, Judge. I'll pull it up and I will also reach out to Hunter to clarify.
All right, thank you.
So we could see you, Brenna.
I don't know why it's so bad.
He is here. We called his name twice and he appears instead of the 3 times when you call people.
I think it's Alexa in the back, makes you like a silhouette.
No, I think it's just the computer.
No, look.
Okay. Hunter, we only called your name twice and you appeared. Like in the movies, you usually have to call people name 3 times and then they appear, but you don't want them to. Okay.
I have arrived.
All righty. Court is calling 2016 CR 9947W, State of Texas versus Jose Raul Solis Jr. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state,
Hunter Morris.
for the defense?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Robert Gebbia.
And are you Mr. Solis? Could you unmute, please?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, ma'am.
Any objections from the state, Mr. Morris?
No, Judge.
Mr. Gebbia, any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Solis, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney and did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jose Raul Solis Jr. who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2016 CR 9947W for the offense of criminal mischief, $2,500 to $30,000 on December 13, 2016 for a period of 5 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes.
No, thank you very much, Mr. Solis. Mr. Morris, state?
Yes, Judge.
Yeah.
In the supplemental motion, on or about the 19th day of October 2020 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jose Raul Solis Jr., did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as instructed by the supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
I didn't hear what he said.
All right, could you repeat that, Mr. Morris?
Yes, Judge. On or about the 19th day of October 2020 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Jose Raul Solis Jr., did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as instructed by the supervision officer in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True. Sorry, I'm trying to unmute. Hello? Hello? True.
All right, state.
State waives and abandons the remaining allegations.
Any objections to the state's waiver?
No, Your Honor.
All right, off the record, Mr. Greer, please go to breakout room number 2 with your attorney and the clerks will swear you in. We're back on the record. Mr. Solis, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to proceed with the plea of true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
Yes, Judge. For the plea of true, the parties are agreed to denying the motion, extending the supervision for 1 year.
Is that the agreement?
Sorry, Judge, UA hotline for the first 90 days. And a new TAP evaluation following of the recommendation.
Defense, is that the agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
State, is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Solis, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hands down. If you are tested today, which you will be, what are the results going to be?
I'd probably come out. I drank yesterday.
No, don't do the alcohol thing. What could you potentially be positive for? Because I'm going to require you to do a UA today.
Okay. Alcohol and cocaine.
All right, so why are you pretending like I just drank alcohol? Why are you not being honest with me or being, as people would say, being shady?
Because I'm really nervous, Your Honor. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really nervous.
All right, everybody's nervous. So cocaine,
That's
alcohol, what else?
That is it. That's absolutely it.
All right, what's your drug of choice?
It's alcohol
And,
and cocaine. Yeah.
all right, so how often do you use cocaine?
Maybe just on the weekends. I don't do it a lot. Just when I work.
I mean, let's not make excuses for when we do it. Like, do you know how often I use cocaine?
No, Your Honor.
I don't. So there's no just on weekends or, just on Mondays. So part of being clean and sober is admitting what the issues is. If you're not admitting what the issue is to us, then guess what? We can't help you.
Okay.
It will be no good for me to extend you. Maybe you should just go to the state jail facility. Right?
No, ma'am.
So how many children do you have?
I have one.
Age?
He's 9.
And where does he live?
He lives in Las Vegas.
Okay. So when's the last time you used?
Sunday night.
Do you know why you use?
I use it as a coping mechanism. I use it out of habit and because of alcohol.
Okay. So here's the thing. In order to stop using, you got to know why you're using. Now, I do realize that sometimes you just get addicted, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you can't stop. But what was the reason for you using to begin with?
I was doing fine for a very long time. And on July 29th, I stopped communication. My son's mom stopped communication with me and I fell through the cracks and I got depressed.
Okay. So do you have a sponsor or anything of that nature?
I have a friend I talked to. He's been sober for 10 years. And I haven't reached out to him yet, but I don't have an excuse for not reaching out. I'm trying to not do it. I'm not trying not to drink as much and slowing myself down. I fell through the cracks in it. And I couldn't stop once I heard from him again.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to do our best to help you. This is what I'm going to do. And there is always the option that if you complete everything that you could be off of probation early. So all of it's going to depend on you. Rebecca, I see that Felony Drug Court is having their graduation coming up. So hopefully they have some spaces available. I think that felony drug court would be the best suit for Mr. Solis. So I'm going to deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to extend for 2 years. I wrote him referred to the felony drug court. And while you're waiting for that, you're going to do 90 NA meetings in 90 days. We're going to do the UA hotline. And we'll give him an updated TAP evaluation. But Rebecca, if he's going to go to felony drug court, they'll give him an updated TAP evaluation. If for some reason he is not accepted into felony drug court, then do intensive outpatient treatment. All right, is there anything else from either side?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
No, Judge, thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Solis, is there anything else you need from the court in order to complete this successfully?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. Probation will go over the new conditions with you. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3, and probation, if you could go to 3, please. And if someone could do me a favor and retrieve attorney Mr. Michael White from breakout room number 2.
Judge, I'll get him if he'll give me co-host.
Oh, thank you. I forgot you came in and came out. All right. And Brenna, you know why it's working now? Because you're in the dark. It's like, yeah, we work now. All right, who's going to take this plea?
Your Honor, did you call for me?
I will,
Yes, I did. Meredith, are you taking the plea?
yes, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Is this on Greer?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
All right, court is calling 2021 CR 2973, State of Texas versus Brandon Greer. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Meredith McIntyre for the state.
for the
Michael
defense?
White for the defense, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Greer? Can you please unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Greer, you don't have to lower your mask. We can hear you. You just need to speak up.
All right.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Greer, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Mr. White, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Greer, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
That's fine. Thank you. That's fine. I haven't.
No, Your Honor, the state is proceeding on the lesser included charge of attempted theft of a person, and we're also waiving the enhancement.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Greer, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempted theft of a person as a Class A misdemeanor? Range of punishment is up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement, It gives you more than you bargained for. The fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right, for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargaining agreement, you are giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargaining agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Greer, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the attempted theft from a person, asking that your punishment be assessed at 9 months in the Bexar County Jail. There are no applications. State will take in consideration 647-414-655-230. No contact with Dominique Temple, Alicia Smotherman, or Jonathan Thompson. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you
Yes.
electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of attempted theft of a person as a Class A misdemeanor, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contents.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
Any
No
objection?
objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Greer, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. The court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty of attempted theft of person. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not for you to answer. Mr. White, are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, but other than I think that he is a safe risk in this case. He's going to just do the time in jail anyway. So I think it's a fair deal.
All right, Mr. Greer. Could you unmute, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know any of these people?
Ma'am.
All right, I've read the police reports. Is there some sort of issue going on with you?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'm going to tell you right now.
I know you want to talk to your attorney.
You were close to having a robbery case. Do you understand? That's
Yes,
2
ma'am.
to 20 years in prison.
This is my boys.
I don't know if your issue is the fact that you're homeless, you're not thinking right, you're on drugs, or what's going on. But the law says this is just an attempted theft from person. You understand? But it could have easily been a robbery. You could easily do a major time at the prison. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you going to be living?
Back to Dallas. I'm going back to Dallas.
How are you getting back to Dallas?
I got a grandfather and grandmother that love me. That's all I have in this world.
So you're gonna take the money that they have to get back to Dallas?
Oh, no, they stay in Dallas. I'm from Dallas.
No, my question is, how are you getting back to Dallas? I see you had a bicycle. Are you riding your bicycle to Dallas?
No.
Well, how are you planning on getting back to
Right.
Dallas? That's my question.
I was working. I was working at Staff Zone. I worked before. I know that I do work. I work. I'm going back to Dallas.
Okay, other than attempt to take people's phones from them. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is going to sentence you to 9 months in the Bexar County Jail. Give you credit for any time served. Take in consideration 647-414, 655-230. There's to be no contact with Dominique Temple, Alicia Smotherman, or Jonathan Thompson. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review this document with your attorney? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
How old are you?
36.
All right, you're 36 years old. I'm sure your grandparents don't want to take care of you for the rest of their life. We're going to close the record. Mr. Greer, they're going to take you back, and number 14-0 can be excused. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. White, you're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Norma, do we have an update on Mr. Sandoval?
Give me 1 second.
Thank you. All right, are attorneys in the courtroom?
They're here, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Young and attorneys for the state, if I could see you in chambers, please. Brenna, are you in the courtroom? All right, and could I have the courtroom? Could I have John Young and Mr. Debnap?
Here. Mr. Devno, down here.
Yep, it still won't allow me to do it. All right, court is calling, and Mr. Debnap and Mr. Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Deputy Laura, are they able to take a seat or no? With the
Yes, they can
camera
take
still? Yes, if you all can take a seat,
Okay.
and that way you're not blocking the view of the state. All right, the court is going to call 2019 CR 6484, State of Texas versus Kevin Dabnab. Could I have parties announced for the record, please, for the state?
Marcus Sanders.
Tom Nisbet. John Young for the defense.
All right, and are you Mr. Dabnab?
Yes.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None.
Any objection from the defense?
None for defense counsel, Your Honor.
Mr. Dabnab, do you have any objections to this hearing taking place by video?
No.
And Mr. Dabnab, for the protection of everyone in the courtroom, I'm going to need you to put your mask on, please. All right, Mr. Dabnab, your attorney has filed a motion to withdraw as counsel. Did you have a chance to review that with your attorney?
Yes.
All right, state, have you received a copy of defense's motion to withdraw?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are both parties ready to proceed on the motion to withdraw, state?
Yes, Judge.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, I'm sorry, state, do you have any objections to the defense's motion to withdraw?
Judge, that's a tough question. No. For the sake of protecting the trial case. No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Debnab, did you sign the motion? It appears that your signature is on here consenting to your counsel's motion to withdraw. Are you in agreement to allowing Mr. Young to withdraw?
Yes.
Mr. Young, is there anything you would like to put on the record?
Nothing that we haven't already discussed, Your Honor. I mentioned to the court at one point that Mr. Debnam had already filed his notice of appeal. So whoever is taking over the case is probably going to be contacted by the Fourth Court of Appeals. At this point, the only thing that's left is sentencing and whatever post-sentencing motions the defense files.
All right, then the court will grant the motion to withdraw. Mr. Debnab, with regards to your notice of appeal, the appropriate time for that to be filed and heard will be after sentencing. Mr. Debnab, are you able to hire an attorney?
No.
All right, then one will be appointed, and that attorney will be Mr. Bill Simmons. Is there anything else from either side before the court closes the record? State?
Nothing from the state.
Defense?
Defense, Your Honor.
All right, the court will close the record. Mr. Debnab, your attorney, Mr. Simmons, is here. So the state will leave the courtroom. And Mr. Young, if you could just stay in the courtroom so that Mr. Simmons can be brought up to date on this case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, and I will send you all to breakout room number 1. So Mr. Simmons, if you go to breakout room number 1, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you for coming in, Mr. Simmons. And the courtroom is going to go to breakout room number 1. And then Mr. Debnap will make sure you have the date for the next setting. And Norma, do you have an update on Frankie Sandoval?
I send you a chat, Judge.
All right, let me check. All right, do you know when he'll be available?
He's been trying to log in, Judge.
Okay. All right, Mr. Gutierrez, your attorney is actually out of the county. Remember how I told you in the very beginning that some attorneys have to appear in person out of county? So that appears to be the situation that your attorney is in. So Norma, is there a possibility we can recall Mr. Gutierrez for tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Gutierrez, we're going to recall you for tomorrow, okay? All right, Mr. Gutierrez, we'll have you sent back then and we'll see you tomorrow. And Norma, that's 14G. Okay, everyone, I think that's our last case until tomorrow. Where are the prosecutors? Are they missing?
Timothy disappear?
Yeah, David is here, and I think, and Hunter is here, Joe Ray. And I guess Meredith is on a call or something. All right, everyone. So see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Have a great rest of your, oh, there's Meredith. Have a great rest of your day, guys.
All right. See ya.
Bye.